today, there is a storm brewing. This storm has already destroyed millions of lives and will continue to destroy millions of lives until we do something about it. This storm is the student loan crisis. In America today, for people who are under 40, those without student loans have 8 times the net worth of those with student loans. Just imagine that for a second. Just imagine what people with student loans could do with all that extra money if they don't have to pay back their student loans. They could get a house. They could save for their kids' college. They could save for their retirement. All of that is gone though, simply because they chose to go to college and then get an education, and now they have to pay back these massive amount of loans. You know, when I talk to my parents about what their lives were like right after they graduated from college, they would often talk to me about their first apartment and all the great memories they had of it and all the great lessons they learned because of it. Unfortunately for so many young people today though, that dream is not possible. So many young people today cannot afford to pay back their loans and pay rent at the same time. In fact, in the US today, there are 14 million young people ages from 23 to 37 that are still living at home with their parents simply because they cannot afford to pay for both. You know, but these are not the worst things about student loans. No. The worst thing is, student loans force millions of people every year to give up on their dreams simply because they have to pay back their loans at a quicker rate. You know, so many people today have to go to grad school or higher forms of education to do what they want to do. For example, you know, if you want to be a lawyer, you need to go to law school. But so many people choose not to do that, choose to forego their dreams simply because they have to pay back their loans and they are terrified of it having even more debt. You know, so think about this for a second. You spend all those hours in the library, you spend do all those internships. All of that is worthless just because you have to pay back your student loans. And to those who say that this issue only affects college students and recent graduates, you are sorely mistaken. No. This issue, if not resolved, could lead to an economic bubble being burst and as a result of that would lead to another recession. Right now, the federal government is owed $1.6 trillion in student loans. And a study showed that graduates from 2004 onward, 40% of them may default on their loans. This could cause an economic crash similar to that of the housing bubble back in 2005, and as a result of that, could lead to another recession similar to the one we saw in 2008. But the solution to this problem, my friends, is simple. The solution to this problem is for the federal and state government to work together and end public tuition for all public universities across the country. And this can be accomplished. Now, you may ask, why would this work? And I'll tell you why. You know, right now, an in-state student has $10,000 a semester. Out-of-state students, their average is $20,000 a semester. If we were to cancel it, all tuition for students at public universities, an in-state student would save around $80,000 and an out-of-state student would save around $160,000. This would allow most, if not all people, who would have had to take out a student loan in order to pay for their college experience to no longer have to take out a student loan. And now you may wonder why we haven't done something. And the reason is simple. The Congress has refused to act. Now, to be fair, there are a few good actors, such as Senator Bernie Sanders, who has recently begun to work on legislation that would cancel or forgive all student loans issued by the federal government. This would affect 45 million people in this country. Yet, no matter the fact that he has huge political clout as a result of his run in 2016, he's received very little support, which is disappointing, and it also forces us to realize that we simply need to vote out many of our congressmen and women and senators. We need new representation. Look, if your senator or your congressperson supports Senator Sanders in this effort, re-elect them. But if they do not, and if they have refused to really work with the senator on this issue, you have one choice, and that is to vote them out and elect someone that will actually work on this issue. In closing, I hope you now all understand the severity of this issue and how we can no longer wait to work on this issue. But I also hope you have hope that this issue can be resolved. I hope you all realize that it is up to you to make a difference in this field. It is up to you to elect people that will make a difference. Thank you very much.